All right, we are live right now on YouTube, and let's see here. My name is Ingrid Hernandez, and with me is David Moody from Good Guy REI.
Yeah.
So, David, we were told we're in our owners club group that we had to do some homework.
Lots of
What
homework.
What was that homework?
So it's all about planning and goal setting and niching down to like actual money making activities
Mm-hmm.
and getting those on your calendar, and then finding somebody that you don't know that well within Owners Club and teaming up together and actually doing money making activities together.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So our money-making activities today is essentially being on the phone, is that right?
It is for me for sure. Yeah.
Same, same. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be calling, specifically the folks that we are trying to generate, leads from, is that right?
Yeah, so I'll be calling kind of a little bit of a stale list of PPL leads that we
Mhm.
paid for. And we've actually had some decent luck going through these leads in the past, and kind of doing like a little bit of a longer term follow up.
Mhm.
Um, Typically what they tell you is, when you're paying for leads, you want to be calling them within like 2 or 3 minutes from when the lead comes in, and a fair amount of those, even when you follow that protocol, you never get a hold of them. But
Really?
oh yeah, and and you're supposed to have a certain amount of touches depending on the company.
Mhm.
And if you don't ever get a hold of them, then you can refund the lead within a specific period of time, like usually 5 days or whatever. If you don't ever talk to them and you did actually, do the 8 or 10 touches, whatever, then you can refund the lead, but you still have the information. And to be honest, a lot of leads for us we haven't been super diligent with getting the refunds, um, because it just they fall through the cracks.
Refunds. So let me backtrack this a little bit. So
Yeah,
you focus on PPL, is that right?
yeah,
Okay. So for people listening, what does PPL stand for?
you're paying per lead.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So there's a company you hire and
Hmm.
they send you a lead, and so there's certain SLAs, I assume, service level agreement, that says if you're going to send me a lead, you're expected to have that lead answer. Is that right?
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so could it be that they're lagging getting you the lead? Like maybe they've had the lead for some time?
Well, it's supposed to be basically as they come in,
Mhm.
it comes straight to you. So um, from the time that it hits like our
Mhm.
inbox,
Mhm.
um, it should be only minutes old. Like they've just filled out a form online, and it's literally minutes old.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Right on. So and that is gonna be a primary way that you are doing business in 2025, is that right?
Yeah, so it was definitely a primary in 2024.
Mhm.
We want to make it more of like a tertiary in 2025. So like our third most important lead generation source, but we have to get to that point. So we're working on some other ways of generating leads, but for now, this is definitely our primary.
Right on. Okay. Um, Very good. So, the way that I started out, is I would actually call wholesalers,
Hmm.
and, that's literally how I started, and then I also then started calling, um agents as well.
Okay.
So, sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at one time. So, one thing I am gonna do is, obviously, we keep things organized to some degree, right? And so, like, a couple of things that you're gonna hear myself and David talk about on this live for the next couple of hours is the resources we use to help keep things moving for our
Mhm.
own businesses. So, David, I'm sure when we get to the point, you might be able to share with people who are on here and future people who listen and watch other resources that you might want to share. So, okay, cool. And then, David, tell us where you're actually at right now.
I'm in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, cold, snowy. We have a couple of inches of snow on the ground,
Mm.
and yeah, overcast, cloudy, sun nowhere to be seen. What about you?
Beautifully sunny. I almost put a sweater on and I was like, no, it feels really refreshing out here. Let me just soak up the freshness. And so all I wore was a t-shirt.
Gotcha. Just rub it in. Rub it
Yes,
in.
yes, it was beautiful. But you'll be here soon, right?
I'll be there soon. Yeah.
What's your goal to come down here
In February.
in February? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my birthday month. Good, good,
Mine
good
too.
month.
When's your birthday?
February 6th.
Mine's the 19th.
Oh, okay. I think the last possible day you could be in Aquarius. Is that right?
Oh, I don't know. I have to check.
Oh, what are you?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. How old are you?
42.
And you
Well,
don't
I'm
know.
41. I'll be 42 in February. So I guess I'm already counting 42.
I'm your elder. I'll be 43 in
Okay.
February.
Okay.
All right, cool. Okay, so do you want to go first and show people? So David's going to be calling his kind of stale list of PPL.
Hmm.
I'll be calling my wholesalers slash agent lists and kind of going through. And it's a new year, a new buy box, and so part of my go-to will be telling people what it is I'm looking to buy.
Okay. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, so yeah, as we get going here, a couple of things that maybe the audience would find beneficial. We've used a couple of different lead generation sources for our pay per lead.
Mm,
There's different strategies, I guess, different structures of how these companies do this.
hmm
Um, Property leads, I would say that we've had the best luck with so far. So propertyleads.com. We do have an affiliate link for them. So
mm.
once we process this video, whatever, I'll give that to you. If you want to drop that in, then we can. Um, and then the other one is a newer company, and we actually haven't. I don't think we've landed a deal. If we have, maybe one deal from this other company. A little bit different strategy. The leads are not as exclusive with iSpeed to lead. They can be, but they do run sales and a little bit more modern, I guess you would say, approach would be
Mm,
iSpeed to lead versus property leads. But that being said, modern and high tech isn't always better. We've had better success closing deals with property leads so far, and so uh, we'll set it up, and the leads you usually with property leads. There's a couple of different approaches, but basically you're bidding, you're putting an amount, a dollar amount that you're willing to spend per lead in the area that you want to generate leads. And so the wider the net, the cheaper the lead. So if you're willing to work with nationwide leads and just spin the wheel and wherever the lead comes in from, you can get leads for like as low as $50, $75.
mhm,
But if you want to get more specific than that and start kind of honing in on a particular area that you want to focus on, the more specific you get, the more expensive the lead. And
mm,
so, for instance, I believe if you want to do like Phoenix, maybe it may be Maricopa County, but we have paid as much as $400 for a lead before. So it can get very expensive doing it that way.
And it's expensive because it's a lead, so it's not necessarily a contract. You still have to work that lead and actually make it into a contract. So,
Exactly.
it's how much you pay for that lead is only a partial cost, right? There's the cost
Exactly.
of actually managing it, whether you're in-house paying someone or paying somebody to be your lead manager in some way. So this is just one part of the cost of actually paying for leads.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, there's some strategies around that though. That price does fluctuate up and down depending on who all is paying for leads at the moment.
Hmm.
We've noticed that particular times of the month that it looks like that maybe our competition is slowing down and they're not as active, or maybe they already got as many leads as they needed for the month, whatever.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so when other people aren't bidding as high, then you can get your leads, the lead cost can go down significantly. And we're coming in usually, I would say average around 200 a lead for specific markets that we want to be in.
Hmm. Cool.
Yeah. So then once we do that, then the leads go into a CRM, and uh, that's just our way of keeping track of all of our opportunities, all the leads, so that we're not just writing them down on a notepad. They actually get imported with name, phone number, address, and then there's a place in there for notes, and then there's a systemized follow-up system that helps you keep track of everybody.
Hmm.
I'm sure you use a CRM in your business as well.
Yeah, I do actually. I use a company called well, it's technically Go High Level at the bottom of it.
Yep.
But there's a really amazing person. His name is Rick, and he works, or not works, but I met him through Sub2, and just like most of my real estate network. He's actually been on my podcast,
Okay.
and the one that he and I have partnered on is Open Dispo.
Okay.
So for me, I generally put things on my link tree where I have like the resources that I actually use. You don't see anything on my link tree that I don't participate in some way.
Yeah.
So like I have all my affiliate things on my link tree, which includes Open Dispo, and that's who I use for my CRM. And
Okay.
it's preset. So if you're a wholesaler who needs to have like a place to put all your sellers, a place to put all your agents, a place to put and these are all contacts, right? Like Open Dispo has already fragmented that in their CRM. So you're
Hmm.
not starting from scratch. It's already
Yeah.
in there. There's workflows, there's nurture workflows in there. So you don't have to actually work so hard for something that you would think is repeatable, being that in this business, it's like rinse repeat, in terms of wholesalers. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Did you have any other CRMs before you landed with those guys?
Yes, actually, I did Podio, and I had a really great friend of mine build that out for me, but it wasn't it the reason it didn't work out for me is like well, first of all, I'm going to give you all the excuses in the world, but it doesn't matter what CRM you use, whether it's the one I'm, promoting through my link tree
Yeah.
or a spreadsheet. Like if you're just getting started, get on a spreadsheet. Like I don't have to sit here and like pretend that like the CRM's the things that's going to get you business. It's not.
Yeah.
So when I think back when I first got Podio, it just felt clunky. And you kind of and so I didn't enjoy the UI of it, the user interface. Um, but it was extremely powerful because you could design it to do whatever it is you needed to do at the time. So I just, however, like creating really great friends, especially in Sub2. And then I met Rick and what he was doing and building out. And I wasn't necessarily a guinea pig, but I was some like an early adopter.
Hmm.
So, and I've helped send business his way to some extent. So it was just an easy mix, and he's got great support. So every time I have a question, it's really easy to get that answered. If you're a new LLC, they even have an onboarding for you, so it's easy to get like going in their platform. So,
Okay.
mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, we went through two or three. I think we went through three before we wound up with the one we are with now.
Mm.
And it does make a difference, like who sets it up, even within Go High Level.
Mhm.
The previous one that we had, it was based on Go High Level as well. And it just wasn't, the support wasn't really all that great. So we're with Button Leads now, Gage Garber's company, and
Mm.
we've been really happy with them. They're very responsive. I was actually on I sent a request for some help with something this morning, and already had like a Google Meet with my account manager this morning to help me kind of sort some things out that I wanted some help with. So yeah,
Yeah.
very responsive and helpful and easier to use.
Yeah. Right on. Cool. So shall we get to it though?
Yeah, I've got mine pulled up, and I've got a list of leads to call. And like I said, some of these um, are on the older side. Some of them, it's a little bit of a mixed bag because we did change CRMs, and I haven't called most of these, if any, since we changed CRMs. So when we switched, I lost all my notes. Um, and so, in some ways, I remember some of these, but some of them it'll be kind of starting from square one, and may have to kind of refresh my memory a little bit as we go.
Yeah.
But I think my goal is have a couple of good conversations, um, get a few answers and a few conversations, see if we can get a deal moving. And if we can do that, then I'll let you take it away and work your magic on your end.
Yeah. Right on. So you want me to call first? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm ready.
Okay, let's go. So I'll put myself on mute. You
Okay.
call, and then I'll start calling after that too.
Okay.
Now I'll just be calling my like wholesaling sphere, and
Okay.
sending them my new buy box. Okay.
Gotcha. All right. Sounds good.
Please leave your message for 623219687.
Do you just let it go to voicemail?
Hey, Joe, this is David from Easy Way Team. Just calling to follow up with you. Last time we had talked, I know that you were trying to figure things out with your house. I'd like to talk to you about it. Give me a call back as soon as you get a chance. 810-908-8622. We'll talk soon. Thanks. I'm sorry, what was that?
All right. So you do leave a voicemail. That's
I do,
always
yeah.
one of the biggest questions I get asked
Oh,
is,
really?
do you leave a voicemail? Mhm.
Yeah, I typically do. I've had three or four conversations with this guy. He's actually in Arizona, and I don't know what he decided to do. Last I knew, he was really hard up for cash
Mhm.
and starting to get behind on some payments. But he has a really good job, and I don't know. He started ghosting me after a while, even though we had some good conversations. So uh, figured I'd put him first on the list, see what we come up with. So
Yeah,
he
might
knows
as
who
well
I
try
am
it.
anyway. We've
Mhm.
talked.
Okay. That's cool. So these are, we'll call them somewhat warm leads, because you've had that first initial contact.
Yeah, yeah. I'd say a fair amount of these I've talked to before already. Some of them I've never spoke with, but a fair amount of them I have talked to.
Okay. Right on.
So as we go, like I said, I lost all my notes, so I'm going to add a few notes in as we go as well. Just enough time goes by and I won't remember who this guy is.
Yeah, and plus, like, whether or not you actually made contact, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so let's see here. I am going to call a local wholesaler and let them know what my new buy box is,
Okay, awesome.
because I'm a buyer out here in Arizona.
Hello?
Hi, is this Brandon?
Yes.
Hey, Brandon, it's your best friend Ingryd. How are you?
I know. I got you saved in my phone.
That's what I'm
Good,
talking
how are
about.
you?
Good, good. Hey, new year, new buy box. So just checking in with you to see what you might have that I could buy, or if making sure you got my updated buy box.
You order these? Yes, I have just a cold one. Yeah, I have a shitty South Phoenix deal right now. You probably don't want that one.
Why don't I want it?
I'll send it to you. You can check it out. It's kind of a shit box, to be honest, but I'll send it over to you. What are you looking for? Like, what do you want to buy?
Definitely want to buy single family homes out in Maricopa County. My preference, of course, is East Valley, just because I live in the East Valley. Most of my resources are in the East Valley. 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,000 square foot minimum. And of course, I'll buy creative. We've done, I think, 2 flips in the last 6 months that were subtails, meaning
Nice.
we bought them sub 2. That way we were able to give the seller more money and be able to take them down and mitigate our expenses as well by just taking over the mortgage. So
Are you and Steven still flipping together?
no, we are no longer flipping together. Steven will be flipping on his own. We still have 5 that we're closing out, though, like currently going right now.
Okay.
But no, we'll probably partner on some things, but as of right now, the goal is not to necessarily flip together. Still good friends.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah, cool.
yeah.
Because I always was texting him my deals and he never responded to me ever once or any of my phone calls. So then he DM'd me on Instagram and he's just like, yo, man, why haven't you been sending me your deals? And I was just like, is this your number? He's like, yeah. I was like, bro, look at your text messages from me.
Oh,
But
gotcha.
okay, cool. No, we'll start sending you everything. You know Joseph Acuna, right?
Oh, I love Joseph. Yeah, I've done a deal with him. I helped him with a creative deal out in North Phoenix. I don't know, like 2 years ago now, something like that.
Oh, cool. He's doing dispo on our team now, and he's crushing it. So
I love
let
that for him.
I'll make a group chat with us and Joseph in it, because then he can send you everything we have every day.
Cool. Well, this year, since it's just my husband and I who are flipping, our goal is to have like 10, really solid flips. And here's what I've been seeing. Like, we might do more than 10, but 10 is like our bottom line number. But what I have been seeing lately is that people might have to take short sales. I don't know if you've been seeing that.
Yes.
Okay. So, have you went and gotten your license yet?
Actually, I was gonna try and schedule my test for next week to go take it again. I've only taken the test once and I failed it the first time.
Oh, man.
And then I just haven't gone back. It's been like 2.5 months. So I'm just like, oh, I should just really focus and get this done now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I feel like there's a lot more opportunities also coming with short sales. And so if you come across where nothing works and only a short sale can come through, like, get me involved and I'd be happy to help you with those.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Because we have 2 in the pipeline right now that are short sales, and we sent offers on those. And you and I can talk about like how we can still make money on those.
Yeah, because it's in a short sale. You have to hold it for a certain period of time before you can resell it.
Yes, you have to hold it 90 days in the state of Arizona. There's some deed restrictions, but you can't wholesale fee it either. So you can't just wholesale it.
Right.
You and I would have to, joint venture together in order for me to actually give you something at the end of the run. So what I found the best way is to team up, right? My LLC will take it down, and then you'll get paid after the house has been flipped and like actually fixed up and sold. So, and obviously those are what I would call just cherry on top leads for you, right? Where
Yeah.
hey, if they come through, they do. If they don't, but my goal is to do more deals with you. So obviously the goal is to make money on those flips. Otherwise I shouldn't be flipping. But see how we can also give you something as a part of that.
Sweet. Okay, cool. No, that's good to know. Cause usually I just kind of passed on we get them every once in a while, the short sales, but I kind of just like, unless it's a smoker deal that I would be comfortable holding on to for a while, I just kind of pass, but it's good to know.
Yeah. Get me involved and we'll see how I can help. And then, once you're ready to consider a brokerage, come through because I'll show you how we have like mastermind meetings every 2 weeks under my team. Well, that's a team, but it's a group at the Real Broker. So happy to see how maybe we could do business there too.
Okay, yeah, I was actually thinking about Real Broker.
Super.
That's probably my top pick of people that I've talked to because I don't really like any of the other ones, to be honest.
Yeah, but you also want to make sure you get your wholesaler's addendum. Doesn't matter where you go. Make sure that there's an addendum to the independent contractors agreement that says you are allowed to do investor activities.
Okay, that's definitely something like anyone who said no wholesaling, it's just like, all right, you're not an option. But if I do a wholesale deal and there's no representation, I'm not like using my license for the deal. Do I have to run that through the brokerage?
Depends which brokerage. So at Real, I got a wholesaler's addendum to the independent contractors agreement. And a lot of the independent contractors agreement to most brokerages say you cannot wholesale even if it's not through the broker. So that's why you want to have an addendum to that agreement. So there's clear boundaries of what you're allowed to and not allowed to do.
Okay, but you can do it at Real.
Yeah. It's why I went to Real. Once Ryan
Okay.
Pineda, Steve Trang, Matthew Potter, once they all went to Real, I had a conversation with Matthew Potter and I was like, hey, like, how come you went over there? Tell me more. And he's like, yeah, just make sure you get your wholesaler's addendum and you'll be fine. And I was like, cool. So that's why I went over and do a lot of deals with him too now.
Okay, cool. Cause I was thinking if any brokerage or if like they make it to where they get a part of my assignment fee, I'm just going to have Dylan make a new LLC that I won't be a part of. And that'll be our new wholesaling company instead. Cause I'm not trying to, also like the commission part, paying the brokerage fees and all that. That's fine. Cause the commissions are just kind of extra.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're taking any of our assignment fees, it's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
No. Real doesn't do that. They clearly tell you what boundaries to not cross. So if you're going to wholesale, they say go and get an LLC separate from the brokerage. Make sure you indemnify the brokerage so you're not blaming the brokerage for anything. And make sure that you're always disclosing you're an agent, and then make sure that your wholesaling business has an E&O insurance, which is errors and omission insurance. So,
okay,
yeah,
sweet. Okay,
cool.
Well, yeah, I will. We'll start sending you everything that we have, and then I'm gonna schedule. I don't think they're doing any testing until the 6th.
Okay.
Of January.
Yeah.
But once I got to go past the school state and then do the contract writing class, and then I'll be good to go, and then we can talk about that more.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to partner more. Okay.
Sweet.
Thanks
for
Brandon.
reaching out, Ingrid.
Yeah, of course. I'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty.
Bye. Heyo.
Good call.
Like, you had me on live. I should have probably told him he was on live. But anyway, yeah, that's calling a wholesaler who's active and who's building out his business, and he's pretty awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Sound like you got some deals with him already.
Yeah, and I accidentally recruited him to come over to my brokerage. So if any of you are out there want to come over to my brokerage, let me know. The link is in the bio. So just kidding. But the link.
No, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, and we're finding out more about each other. I didn't know you were an agent.
Really?
No.
That's so funny. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting to know because I don't know what lands in sub 2. Like, I thought a lot of people knew me as a unicorn agent. So, because I often get agent stuff, but yeah, yeah, I'm an agent, and Brandon is pretty. He's. I met him like right when he moved from Michigan, I believe it was.
Okay.
Michigan? I don't remember. Or maybe it was like a Wisconsin. I don't know. It's one of those cold states. I can't recall now. and him and his brother, myself and Zach Keeps, like I met them all because Zach Keeps used to have this like hiking thing on the Sundays, and we all got to know each other while we were hiking.
Okay.
And that's where I met him, and they had just moved to Arizona. And so, yeah, I do try to give them feedback when they send me deals. And if it's a no, I'll tell them what will make it a yes, right? So,
Okay.
like he just told me he has that shitty South Phoenix deal. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll probably look at it and see like what would make it a yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right. My turn, right?
Your turn. Mm-hmm.
See if we can get one.
Hi, this is Kevin with Sun Realty. Sorry, I'm unable to take your call at the moment. Please leave me a message and I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
Hey, Kevin, this is David from the Easy Way team. I was calling about the duplexes that you and I discussed kind of mid last year. I was wondering if you were able to ever find a buyer for those, and if so, great. If not, see where you stood on those. Give me a call back as soon as you get a chance. Area code 520-602-8695. Look forward to speaking with you soon.
Right on. He said realty. So
Yeah,
is this
Sun Realty. I actually didn't know that he was a realtor either. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, he's got a couple of duplexes that he had filled out a form online that he wanted to sell them cash ASAP,
Mm-hmm.
but wound up really not being all that urgent at the time. So, time goes by, you never know, things change.
Yeah, for sure. I had a gal. I don't know if I have her number. I'm gonna check. She was somebody looking to sell her fourplex in I think you say Killeen, Texas.
Okay.
Um
COLLEEN or something like that.
no, it's actually gosh. KILLEEN.
Oh,
It's like
okay.
killing.
Colleen. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think I have her number. That would have been a good one to call. But okay. All right. Let's call another wholesaler or agent. Who do you think I should call?
I'd like to hear you talk to an agent.
An agent? Okay. Let's see. Gosh, I just have like a Rolodex of agents on my phone. I'm like, who should I call? Here's somebody I haven't talked to in a bit. Her name is Marisol. Okay. I know that they're starting the No One Left Behind challenge again in January. And I believe part of the goal is to first get wrap buyers.
Okay.
So if people can work on finding like who the ultimate like end customer is, I believe that that's one way it can help. So let's see here.
Yeah.
All right. I'm calling Marisol. It's definitely after 9 in Arizona. I never know if agents are part-time or not. I'll leave her a voicemail. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. Hey Marisol, this is Ingrid. I was just touching base with you. New year, new goals, you know what I'm saying? Just calling to let you know that we are going to be pushing hard to find properties that fit people who may not otherwise qualify for traditional lending. So I was just checking in with you to see if you had anyone looking to buy with an enganche, a good down payment, and is ready to go. So my phone number 480-227-8974. I will look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, I had to leave a voicemail.
All right. I got one lined up that I don't recognize. I've never spoke with this lady, never seen this house, so I'm going to give this one a try.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Anna, this is David. I'm calling about the house that you're selling at 15021 Shark Street in Hudson, Florida. If you could give me a call back, I'm interested in that. Area code 520-602-8695. I look forward to speaking with you soon.
All right, because we are on a live and this is recorded, that might actually get us flagged. So don't say the
sorry.
whole, don't say the whole address.
Got it.
Yeah, just street name is good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. And that one was in Florida. So with PPL, you have like a wide net you're casting.
So we did when we first started. The strategy was get the cheapest leads possible. It's a strategy. I'm not going to say it's the best strategy, but that's what we started with. And so you just never know where those leads are going to come up.
Yeah.
And so we did nationwide at first because you could get leads for $50. And then we started doing statewide and narrowing it down to specific states where we had greater confidence that we could actually sell a deal. Because, if you get there's a ton of tiny little towns in the Midwest that are just a long ways from anything. And you can find a quote unquote deal there. And it may even be a decent deal, but finding a buyer can be very difficult. And so it was just a learning process for us. We had to figure it out as we went. Yeah. So we went from nationwide to specific states, and then just started as we did a couple of deals and made a little bit of money, had a little bit more marketing money. Then we just started getting more and more specific with where we wanted to be.
Right on. That's good. And that's the part of the process where you figure out how to do this the right way and then niche down like where it makes sense for you. So that's great.
Interestingly enough, here in Michigan, we've done several deals here, and the deal that we did, we closed the deal like 3 weeks ago. I had never heard of the town until it came up on a PPL lead. I've lived in Michigan 27 years. I'd never heard of this town. And then we have a flip going up west of Saginaw in a small town right now. And that one, I had never heard of the town until it came across on a PPL lead.
Really?
And so, I mean, you can get some really obscure little deals, but I mean, that being said, think about like before I got more familiar with your area, to me, it was just all Phoenix. And then, when you come out, you realize, man, there's a ton of little towns around that are Metro Phoenix that are, not the names that everybody recognizes, like Scottsdale and Tempe and Chandler and all of that. And so you'll get something that pops up that you're like, okay, where is this? And then you pull it up. It's like, oh, okay, that's not too far from, whatever little bit larger area. But Michigan is different in that it seems like the population in Arizona is very concentrated in specific areas. And with Michigan, there are some rural areas, but there's a lot of just small towns between larger towns. And so it's almost impossible to recognize all of them.
That makes sense. Yeah. I actually don't know a whole lot of if they're not the major suburb areas. I've been surprised where I'm like, oh, what? That's in Arizona, but they don't tend to be in Maricopa County. Like they tend to be cities outside. Maricopa County is actually one of the biggest counties in the United States.
Yeah.
Just because of how much like land it covers.
Okay.
But we also have really big cities, even though they're suburbs. Like Chandler is huge.
Yeah.
Gilbert is huge. Mesa is ginormous. Like I don't understand really how big these are allowed to have gotten. And I feel like in the future they may even compete with Phoenix as like a metro.
Yeah.
But they started as a suburb. And they're just ginormous. So it's easy to remember most of the city names in Maricopa County. But once you're outside of Maricopa County, like I don't know a whole lot of them. Like I know enough of them, but not a ton of them.
What about Meadview? You ever heard of that?
Meadview?
Meadview.
No.
We're doing a deal in Meadview right now.
And that's in Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah.
What part of Arizona?
It's up by Lake Mead, so like way north.
Well, that would make sense actually. Like Mead, you can view the Mead. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. Jared's been there, but you can actually see like from the house, you can see part of the Grand Canyon, and I think you can see part of the lake too.
Interesting for sure. Okay.
Yeah, real small little town, but probate deal, and looks like it's going to be something that works good for us.
Right on. That's cool. All right. So my turn, yeah? Or is it your turn? My turn? My turn.
I'm not sure.
I think you called and left a voicemail, I think.
All right.
I want to say. Okay. I literally, just for right now, because I'm still working on my CRM.
Yeah.
I actually need to I have to export my contacts from my phone and load them into my Open Dispo to start doing some campaigning. Yeah. Yeah. Because these are people that I've contacted them at one point or another. So let's see here. Who haven't I talked to in a really long time? There's some people I don't even remember on my phone.
Yeah, I have that problem sometimes too. How many contacts do you have in your phone?
How can you tell?
Oh, there's a way. I'm not sure exactly.
Oh, I have almost 3,500.
Wow. I have 1,436.
Yeah, my number is 3472.
That's huge.
Yeah. He said. All right, here we go.
Sold.
I actually think this lady sold us our house.
Oh, really?
That we live in. Yeah, if I recall. I haven't talked to her since 2015. When we bought our house. If she's still doing agent stuff. Let's see.
Hi, you reached Gwen Baker with Sunrise Realty Network.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not available to take your call at this moment. Feel free to leave me your name, number, and a message, and I will return your call as soon as I'm free. Thanks so much.
Hey, Gwen. This is Ingryd Hernandez with Real Broker. I believe we bought our house from you in 2015. I think you were our listing agent. The reason I'm reaching out is I believe you actually helped represent an investor at the time, and I'm also actively flipping now. So I was hoping to see if maybe we could do some deals together. I'll follow up with you on a text thread and see if maybe if you've come across anything that fits my buy box, if maybe we can do some deals together. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Have a good one. There we go. My first voicemail. There we go.
All right, I'm gonna call another one. Be careful not to leave the whole address.
Yeah. Just street name.
Please leave your message for 90443262212.
Hey, Patricia, this is David. I was calling to talk to you, see if you still had the house for sale in Live Oak. We had talked kind of mid last year, maybe early last year, about that house, and wanted to see what you wound up doing with it. Give me a call back as soon as you get a chance. Area code 520-602-8695. I look forward to speaking with you soon.
There we go. All right. I'm also helping a seller out in, not a seller, excuse me, a buyer who wants to buy in Scottsdale. So I have a list of properties he wants to take a look at. Some of there are newer listings, so I don't want to call on them per se, but I want to call on the ones that maybe there's been a couple price reductions. Looks like they've been on market for a few weeks. Let's see. Sure. This one went through a probate. Market short before 1220. Interesting. Let's see. So one of the things that we do try to take a look at is like, what is the underlying mortgage? As long as it's not something that has, what do you call it? Like a reverse mortgage and no equity, that sort of thing. We'll end up calling on it. This one hasn't been on the market very long. So what I want to do is look at those aging properties. And then, okay, so this one's a little bit aging. It's been on the market for 36 days. Let's see what kind of debt it has. It is a FHA. Okay. Yeah, worth a call. And let's see what they say. There's two listing agents. Who am I calling? Sometimes they say very specifically, call the
Oh, I got you.
Do not call co-lister. That's a first. Do not call co-lister. Okay.
That's specific.
Yeah. So we got to read. Okay, I've never talked to this agent before. Not in my phone.
Hi, this is Justin.
Hey, Justin. This is Ingryd Hernandez from Real. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, I'm taking a look at your property out here on Cypress. And
Yes.
is activity starting to pick up for you?
A little bit. We've had some showings here and there. We've had a couple open houses and had good traction from the neighbors, but no offers or anything in hand yet.
Yeah. Why do you think that might be?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I think we went live like the day after Thanksgiving or the day before Thanksgiving. So, the holidays, I'm sure, played its role.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I have a buyer who who's qualified, but he's not qualified at like the highest point that you're listed right now. He's got money for down payment and things like that. I'm wondering, is your seller familiar or at least willing to consider like holding the note on this property as a part of his sale? Like what's your seller needs right now?
He's looking to cash out. I guess it would just depend on how much down and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. But your sellers may be willing to consider something more creative?
I think he may be. Yeah, I guess it would just depend on the terms and how much money came in for the down payment.
Okay.
He would definitely need some cash.
Okay.
He's looking to cash out. So
Gotcha. Is he moving or something, like to another state or?
yeah, he's planning on just kind of downsizing, paying off some debts, getting into a different place. So
Got it. Okay. Yeah, it looks here that he has an underlying mortgage for what is it, like 407?
yeah.
So he's got a little chunk of equity, about 200,000. So
Yeah.
okay. So he would consider something creative if we were able to go in there and get him a good chunk of his. He needs a good chunk of his equity. Is that what you're saying, though?
Yeah, that's what he's looking for. Definitely check it out and draw up an offer if it works for him, and then let me present it. Because I think it would be something that he would be interested in. We didn't really discuss that option. He was originally looking to just kind of offload it. But if we can kind of kill two birds with one stone, why not?
Yeah, especially the reason I was asking like what your seller situation is. I know some folks that have been getting laid off, and so they can't make their next mortgage payment, right? So their pain is a little bit more tougher than most. This obviously is not the most ideal way of selling, but it is a way of selling so that they can at least take that burden off. So I didn't know what your seller situation was.
Yeah, he's not in that boat. But he's just kind of looking at downsize and cash out a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
I know it's not a, and he works in like North Central Phoenix. So he's looking to move a little bit further up north.
Oh, okay.
Just to be closer to work too, so it just makes a little bit more sense.
So is that something you're going to try to help him with then, is find a property up there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Well, the reason I want to know that is because I'm actively always looking for opportunities. Sometimes I come across ways of selling creatively too. So he wouldn't have to get like a formal loan and things like that. I might be able to find him a property where he can use a down payment as well, just to get in on it, and then already have those terms kind of lined up. So it's a way that I buy, but it's also a way that I sell.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Do you often work with investors, Justin?
No.
No? Oh, so I could be maybe like your investor you keep in your pocket just in case.
Yeah, I mean, I have one guy that I use. He's a family member. He's when he decides on it, it's going to close. I don't typically work with wholesalers. That's not really something I'm interested in.
Sure.
I'm not against the creative financing thing, but I definitely don't work with wholesalers. It never, I don't know. I don't have any faith in it. So
yeah.
I just don't feel comfortable.
No, I understand that. I'm an agent and I have wholesaled, but I'm mostly a flipper. I have 5 going on right now. My most ideal scenarios is when I can go and buy something, deep enough, fix it up and put it back on the market. I am trying to buy 4 to 5 properties this year creatively. And that's just to offset, my taxes. So, and like add to my portfolio. But yeah, I would love to maybe send you my buy box in case you run into anything that maybe your cousin, or I think you said your cousin, doesn't want. And happy to see if maybe we could do some deals too. I would not be wholesaling them. I would legitimately be buying them and flipping them.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely check out the one on Cypress. I mean, obviously it's I feel like it needs a woman's touch, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, it
And
looks pretty
just-
dark. I was like,
Yes,
definitely a
yeah.
dude lives here.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but the major components have been taken care of. The roof is like newer; it's like 2 years old. The AC is newer; it's like 2 years old. There's new pool pump in there, so like the big components are really taken care of.
Mhm.
I know he remodeled the bathrooms. It might not be to everybody's taste,
Mhm.
because it's black and it's dark and
Mhm.
it's. But I don't feel like it's going to be a crazy rehab.
Yeah.
I mean, you could go in there. I mean, you could make it something crazy.
Yeah.
But there's one that closed. I mean, it was all done up like super, super nice.
Mhm.
Similar layout. They just enclosed the patio. Pool. It's literally the same floor plan, but it
Mhm.
was all decked out to the T's,
Mhm.
and it just closed at 7:05. I mean, it looks like an Airbnb kind of thing. It's on the other side of Hayden.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but
And
I know that there's some juice in there, So
well, I like that it also has that ADU stuff, but do you know if he got that permitted?
yeah, he said he followed all the city code and everything like that. So
Okay.
that's, yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Um,
How about this?
but,
I'll go check it out.
it's-
I'll have my client and I are actually going to go see a property tomorrow morning near it. So I'll schedule to go take a look at this property too. And then if he likes it, we'll put a creative offer so that, I'm doing my fiduciary to him and sending you what he can offer. If your client doesn't like it, I'll send you what would make sense for me in cash. Cause I mean, you understand there's a whole formula for cash. And so the reality though is Scottsdale flips are moving slower. But we are getting into that buying season. So it might be a good time to send your seller a cash offer and see what he thinks. Do you know if his sewer line was replaced? I do see the house was built in 66.
I don't know. I want to confirm that with him because I have done properties up in like Sun City where the sewer lines are crap.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to confirm that with him. Let me confirm that.
Yeah.
What he says.
Yeah.
I think I listed the spuds. I wonder if he wrote anything about the sewer lines and the spuds.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, he bought it, not too long ago. So my assumption was that maybe whoever had it before him maybe did it, because every flip I've been doing, if it's older than like 1980, the sewer line has become a problem. So I just always assume now that I gotta go replace it. So
yeah.
Okay.
And one thing I do, I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm gonna have to ask him. I'll just be blatantly honest with that. But
yeah.
Normally when I see a pool, I always think like, I don't know. I always feel like plumbing and stuff gets rehabbed with it. But
no,
I could be totally
no.
You seen the trash?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I've dealt with it enough. The pool has nothing to do with the sewer line, but yeah, it's good to know though. Yeah, let me know what he says. I'll probably schedule to go see it tomorrow, and then we can go from there.
All right.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, Justin. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. There we go. Potential lead here. So it sounds like the seller might take cash. But did you see how I made sure he understood that my cash offer isn't going to be his listing price?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. This house has a lot of potential. I do like that it has a lot of the main systems updated, but yeah, he's got a lot of very manly decisions in this house. That's a lot of like black everywhere, but not
Really?
even, but it's just black and white. It's not offset by warm tones like woods and like something to make it look more intriguing
Okay.
or like things to offset. It feels like I'm in the 1980s like design versus design from like a more modern, darker look. But
I
there's
got you.
goals in places where I'm like, okay, yeah, people are freaked out by this house. They don't want to be here. But you have to take that to your advantage. Like, okay, if they
Right.
don't want to be there, then how do you buy this and make something of it then?
100%.
Cool. Okay.
All right. I'm going to cold call another.
Right on. So for those of you joining late, David and I are in Owners Club, a group ran by Pace Morby and Jamil Damji. And part of what we had to do, or one of our homework requirements, was for us to record us doing active income, lead generating activity, and then basically killing more than one bird with one stone. We're recording it, so we're putting content on social media. We're letting you guys know about the resources we use, and we're lead generating. And as you guys have seen, I already accidentally maybe getting an agent under my team, and already have a couple of good lead opportunities. And we've been at this for how long? Like how much? Like we really only started calling 45 minutes ago, and
Yeah.
I'm 3-4 calls in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, here we go.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 40571200046 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Michelle, this is David. I'm calling about the property you have for sale on East 10th Street. I'm interested in that. If you still have it for sale, give me a call back at area code 520-602-8695. I look forward to speaking with you soon.
Right on. And was
Yeah,
that a seller or an agent?
That's a seller.
Seller.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get somebody on the phone here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's
Okay.
see.
This one's been sitting. It's cute. Meh. It's so interesting. Like, these neighborhoods where these properties are at are older houses, and they're not schnazzy, but talk about location, because the location's really what people are after more than they are the house.
Yeah.
So, let's see here. All right.
This is Jesse.
Hi, Jesse. This is Ingrid Hernandez with Real. I was calling about your property on Cambridge Avenue. Do you have a moment?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. I have a buyer who is kind of on the cusp of being qualified for this price point, and I'm wondering if we were to send like a slightly lower offer, like just how open your seller would be to taking it?
How much lower are you thinking?
Gosh, he's trying to get closer to 575. But just, I didn't want to waste anybody's time.
No, I get that.
Mhm.
So it's actually my mom's property, so I can ask her.
Oh, okay.
Would she go to 6?
It's a he, but I'll ask. I think the problem is just like, with interest rates the way they are, they're trying to not be house poor. Not that they can't qualify for it, but their mortgage payment would just be a bit higher. But since this is your mom's house, would she be willing anything else if we can get her the price that she wants? Like, would she consider maybe creative terms? Like a wraparound mortgage?
What does that entail?
Oh, okay. So one way that sellers can sell their property is by actually wrapping, like if they have an underlying mortgage. I don't know if your mom has an
I
underlying
don't
mortgage.
think she does.
Oh, okay. If she doesn't have an underlying mortgage, then this would just be a seller carry. I'd be happy to send an offer that maybe is more appealing. His only problem is, again, interest rates are so high. He doesn't want to pay so much a month for, obviously these houses are a little bit older. And so I can send an offer that's like seller carry and see if maybe she'd be interested. And then she'd be the bank for the property and essentially make a whole lot more because she'd be making an interest rate on it. And I can kind of,
cool.
Yeah. I mean, I can show you the math.
Interest can she charge?
Well, because he's my client, the goal would be to make it so that he can afford a monthly payment.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what the legal, how low you're able to go.
Oh, you can go as low as you want. I actually bought a property in Sedona. What I did was that I paid for it more than what the market was offering on it. It was on the market for $550,000. She had bought it for $600,000 and wasn't getting any showings. So I bought it for $600,000, gave her a down payment, and took it over 0 interest. Now in that scenario, I'm giving her more than what it's worth, right?
Right.
And I just have to find a good in between. Maybe give your mom more than what the market is telling her it's worth, and then still put like an interest that would make her more money in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she'd be really interested in that.
Oh, fantastic. Cool. Well, I'll put this on our to go see houses tomorrow morning because we're going to see another house in the morning. And if he likes it, we'll send an offer and then see if your mom is good with what it ultimately will look like. And then I can show you how the first 7 years of holding a mortgage, I mean, that's really when all of these banks make all their money, right? Is the first 7 years of payments. It's mostly interest. So what I've seen is this is the crazy stat. Less than 2% of mortgage holders make it to payment 84. So that's what the banks bank on. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's when refi comes down the line. So cool. Well, thank you so much. I will go take a look at this house.
Box code is 8585. One on the right of the hose bed.
Okay.
There's 2 of them. So it's one on the right.
Okay.
And then let us know what you think.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. I'll be talking to you soon.
All right, sounds great.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Well, there you go.
That's a good call.
Yeah, that was a little too easy.
Tell me how low you can go on interest rates legally.
Is that what she asked? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. I'm like, you can go as low as you want. The problem is when people are trying to sidestep what's called imputed interest.
Okay.
In my opinion, imputed interest, and I've talked to another guy about this before too. It's when people are trying to go around actually like being fair or market value for a property, or go around paying the taxes they should be paying for money they're making. So what I've seen is, let's say you're buying a property from a relative and they're giving you already like a 50% discount. Like you're already gaming the fair market values. So the fact that I'm offering more than the market is offering, like the interest is already somewhat built in. So it's important for me to communicate that up front to say, hey, the market's telling you your house is not worth what you think it is.
Right.
So here's how we're making that work in a way where you're technically already including interest in what you're selling.
Yeah.
So
Makes sense.
Yeah. All right, your turn, David.
All right. All right. We got to get somebody to answer the phone. That's the deal with cold calling. You just never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 62321749774 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Ruth, this is David. I'm calling about the house you have for sale on Newcastle. I'm interested in that. Give me a call back at area code 520-602-8695. Look forward to speaking with you soon.
Super. All right, let's see this one. This one's been on the market for 48 days. Any price changes? Oh, yeah.
Now, is this a list that you've compiled, like a saved list of properties, or what are you calling on here?
So yeah, these are MLS deals. So these properties are on market on MLS, and they fit my buyer's criteria. So I legitimately have a buyer right now looking in this area of Scottsdale, and they want to go buy something creatively. Ideally, they do qualify traditionally at like I will say 550.
I think I have one of my leads calling me back. Let me check.
Okay.
Kevin Kohler at 4385 Guard St. Punta Gorda, Florida 33980. Press any key to.
Whoa. Oh, it's calling you a spammer?
No, I think it was from my CRM. They just hung up before I could get it answered.
Let's have a safe word. Where you can just go and answer. You don't have to explain things.
Okay.
Blue 52.
Blue 52.
Blue 52. Hike. You know, you got to get going. Oh my God, the Sun Devils yesterday. What a wild game. I don't know if you watch football.
I didn't see it.
They were playing the Texas Longhorn.
Okay.
And they were not playing very well, but then caught up, tied up at the end.
All
which
right,
was
Blue 42.
wild.
I'm going to try this again.
We're at 4385 Guard St. Punta Gorda, Florida 33.
Hello.
Hi, it's Kevin. I missed a call from you about the duplexes.
Hey, Kevin, how are you? It's been a little while since we talked. I think we talked like probably mid last year about the duplexes. I was just calling to see.
For sale.
You still got them? Okay.
Yeah, the market has been dead.
Yeah.
They're off the market right now, but I still have them. I'm going to put them back on the market. Probably after January 20th, because that's what the interest has peaked again a little more now that people have an idea where the country's going, I guess, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah, they're still available, $250 each or $450 for both. I have
Okay.
one offer, but they're looking for a long-term closing on it, and I'm trying to move them, you know, and not hang on to them and finance or close and you know, anything like that. You know, so cash offer is preferable.
Gotcha. What's the other offer? They're wanting you to carry the note or what?
I'm thinking they might be a scam wholesaler or something, you know, looking for 60 days and access to the property and everything. The properties need work, obviously, at that price, because you're not going to buy a duplex for $200,000 or $250 anywhere. I mean, most of them are $400,000 or $500,000 for duplexes. So, they're rough, but rental potential with Section 8 housing even, so you don't even have to go fancy. It's about $7,000 a month if you finish everything out.
Gotcha.
It'll need 150 to 200K. I mean, if I did it myself, I would be able to do it for a lot less than that. But yeah, and I do have crews that are willing to stay there and work on them. And, you know, for part of rent or whatever, some deal like that. So, yeah.
What did you, seemed like the one, had like an office on one end or something and a place to park equipment?
Yeah, it still does. It's 2 1s on the one side. It could easily be a 3-1. And then the other side is just 1,000 square foot open shop space and storage space that was rented to a construction company. It's zoned mixed use, so it's allowed to have a mixed use in there.
Yeah.
And the guy who was renting it, he had 5 or 6 trailers in the yard there, and as long as you keep it neat, they never said a word. But it is zoned mixed use, and neighborhood businesses are allowed anyway.
I see.
So it'd be good for a landscaper, construction company, or, you know, any that needs shop space.
Now, is everything fully occupied right now?
No, everything is vacant now.
Oh, everything's vacant. Okay.
Yeah, I had it sold, and they wanted everybody out. They're supposed to be 2-week cash closing. So I gave everybody their 90-day notice. Everybody found new places, and they closed. And by that time, everyone else had found their other places and moved out, and then left me with all vacant units because they played games with me.
Oh, that's never fun. Hate to hear that.
And then it did flood a little bit with the last 2 hurricanes. It's not high ground; it's 6 foot. The one got 1 inch of water in it. The other one got about 2 feet of water in it. So I just cleared a lot of stuff out, threw it out. And so it's going to be some drywall on the bottom. Yeah. So.
Okay. So a little more work now than what it was before with a little bit of.
A little bit more, yeah. Yeah. So I tore a lot of it out already. So, I mean, you know.
Do you have dehumidifiers or anything going in them to keep them dried out?
No, I opened them up though, and it dried out. The one has got a little more in it, but I would cut the bottom 4 feet of drywall, you know, spray it with mold and or a bleach and stuff, and then drywall back up. But yeah, it's got a little bit of issues with that. But, you know, honestly, 400, and I'm done. I got a 415 offer right now, to be honest.
So 400 is your best price.
That's what I want to get is a 400K on, and that includes the two unit duplexes, the extra 2-car garage, and the extra lot.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna crunch some numbers on that, and I may have somebody come by and take a look at them. I think I only have the address for one.
They're right side by side, 4377 and 4385 Garden.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm not gonna do a 2 month finance waiting anything deal with another wholesaler where I can see the other guys, other buyers are, and I'm not gonna play that game because
Yeah, I don't blame you.
unless they want to put down $20,000 per unit, and risk losing it all, but they don't close.
Yeah, some serious
But
EMD.
they're gonna try and do $500 or $1,000 deposit,
Yeah,
and that's not happening.
got it. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, fair enough. I'm gonna, like I said, crunch the numbers a little bit, and I may have somebody run over and take a look. Are they unlocked?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
Let me know if they're going over there. I usually try to meet them, and I'll walk them through. But if not, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I appreciate it, Kevin. We'll be in touch.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Bye. Well, that was $100,000 price drop right there.
Oh, let me get off mute. I tried to mute you a little bit because I thought he was sent like the part where he was giving you the other addresses. I was like,
Yeah.
ah.
He just gave me numbers though. Yeah, he did good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that was, I think last time I talked to him, he was like 550, and he came down to 450 right off the bat on this call. And then as we talked, he dropped off another 50K, and he's down to 400K. And that's for two duplexes in Punta Gorda. So
Where's that?
it's in Florida.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean it actually could be something at this price. So I got a couple of contacts, actually some people in Owners Club down that way. I went down to a meetup for reverse flipping a couple of weeks ago and met several of the sub 2 people and Owners Club folks down in that area. So I'm going to put it out to them and see if we can come up with something on this.
So what do you mean by reverse flipping? Is that what you called it?
Yeah. You were talking about short sales on one of your calls a little while ago. There's basically a strategy that are you familiar with Justin Colby?
Yeah.
So he's the one that kind of pitched it, and then he wound up not being involved in this meetup. I guess they kind of parted ways before it even got off the ground. But so there's loss mitigation, a couple of guys that are brothers, if I understand it right, that have been in loss mitigation for like 30 something years, and literally helped write the handbook that like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac use for their short sales and loss mit. And so those guys are actually have started a company where they're fast tracking the short sale process. And essentially it's like a partnership. If you find a deal that is a candidate for short sale. Now they're not going to do them. We submitted a couple that were in rural Ohio, and they wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole. Like they still want them to be like in good areas and have a solid exit strategy. But 45 days is like their goal. to get it through the short sale process. Either short sale or just price reduction. They have a handful of strategies that I guess that they're really good at of getting these properties that really don't have any other option. And then in Florida, another thing that they've been able to do, I forget the terminology, but essentially a lot of these properties that were flood properties from the hurricanes. When a house is in foreclosure, they wind up putting some kind of insurance on it. The banks or the government or government-backed, loan, whatever, they wind up putting some kind of insurance on it. And some of those houses are eligible for insurance funds, even though they're in foreclosure. And they talked about, I would have to go refresh myself on it exactly how it worked, but they were talking about some of those properties that they're able to cash out just from the insurance part of it, like $75,000, $100,000 that they're getting on insurance. Once they bring it out of foreclosure, then they get to claim those insurance payouts. Kind of crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Well, I will say this. I am partial to Mr. Potter, who is part of my downline at Real Broker. And I send him all my short sale opportunities just because he is really great at them. So
Okay.
I
Hard to
always tell
find. It's hard to
short
find
sales.
somebody. Well, it's hard to find somebody that's good
Oh,
at dealing with it and reliable.
so listen, that's the majority of his business is short selling
Yeah,
and doing short sale representations, and he's done almost 20,000 of them.
that's
There's
amazing.
there's nobody else in this United States land that I'm aware of that has done more short sales than that team.
Okay.
They came up during the Great Recession.
Yep.
And so they have a lot of experience there. Maritza was curious because she's listening to us making these calls if like those duplexes, like what their insurance would look like being where they are, I assume.
Oh, I imagine it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Punta Gorda, I believe, is down by Miami. I have to look at this address again, but
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Okay. We got half hour left of our homework to do.
All right. Let's
This
knock
one's
it out.
interesting. So this one's also on my buyer's list. It's been on market not for too long, but it's got a significant price drop for not having been on the market for long enough. So that's curious of what's happening here.
Oh, I was wrong. Punta Gorda is over north of Fort Myers. It's on the west side of the peninsula.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of business out in Florida, so I don't know it very well. I do have family that lives out there though, on the Fort Lauderdale side, like near
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Calling an agent. I should call another wholesaler, see if they're still doing business.
Hello, you have reached Alex's cell phone with ProSmart Realty. Leave your name and number in a brief message. You can also text me. Thanks and have a great day.
Hey, Alex, it's Ingryd from Real Broker. I just saw that you said to text yes, so I will text you right now. I'm calling about the property on 87th, and would love to better understand your seller situation. I saw that there was a significant drop in price, and I'm looking to see if maybe we can make something work. I'll text you now. Thanks. Bye-bye. Interesting. This one also looks like there might not be a mortgage on it. For anyone out there who might be curious, those are my favorite. Straight up seller financing is at the top of my list.
Is it?
Oh, 100%. There's like so much less involved. You're not concerned about the due on sale clause taking over a mortgage. You're dealing directly with the seller. Just all kinds of things that are just make it 100 times easier.
Yeah.
This has got a cool little backyard area, but it does look like it's in an HOA, which I find interesting because in this area, you don't see HOAs. So I wonder if there's some sort of crazy CCNRs that they put together, especially if they didn't want people running short-term rentals or stuff like that. So they put themselves into an HOA. I have been seeing that. It's like a way to combat short-term rentals.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. Worth putting it on the list. Your turn, David.
All right. Sounds good. I'm coming all the way to Arizona now. Let's see if I can get a hold of this one. It's in Peoria.
Oh, I like Peoria.
All right.
Hi, you've reached Judy Ryan at 623-328-9052. Back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
Hey, Judy, this is David with the Easy Way team. I'm calling about the house that you have for sale on North 83rd. If you could give me a call back, I'm interested in that property. Area code 520-602-8695. I look forward to speaking with you soon.
I'm texting that agent I just called. All right.
All right, am I up?
I think I'm up. You just had somebody's voicemail. But if you want to go, you can go again.
I didn't know if you were counting your text message or not.
Oh, no, I was texting the same guy who I just called and left a voicemail.
Oh, I got you. I need to call a realtor for the property that we're flipping in Michigan and figure out when we can get that listed. I can do that now or I can do that later.
When you say?
Yeah, I need to make a call to the realtor that is going to be listing the property that we're flipping. I'm just saying I can do that now or I can do that later.
Oh, okay. You can call now. Maritza says do it now. We're nosy.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Maritza, I'm actually going to put a form that people can submit their short sales.
Hello, you've reached the voicemail of Mikey Kemmler. I'm not available to take your call.
I'll call him back later, or he'll probably call me here in a few.
Yeah. I didn't know if you had like a meeting that you're passing up with them, or one strategy that some people do for flips is they I don't know what your MLS allows you to do, but here in Arizona we put them in coming soon, and that
Yeah,
helps.
I asked him about that, and I don't guess that's a thing here.
Oh, it's not?
I guess not.
That's interesting. Yeah, we'll put it in coming soon so that we can actually start creating some demand against it first, some interest.
Right.
So that way when we flip it live, there's already people who want to go see it. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Odette asked a question. I will work on that area. I don't know. I wasn't looking at the comments, Odette, so I'm not sure what area you mean. I'm assuming Arizona. If you mean Arizona, I am a buyer out here in Arizona. I'll put my buy box in the comments. Let's see. Ingryd's buy box. So looking to make 40 to 50K minimum. That'll fluctuate a little bit based on price point. And that's profit, looking to profit, I'll say. And then let's see here. 2 bed, 2 bath, 1,000 square feet. We've lost David. And single family detached homes. Can be manufactured homes, but it must be on owned land. So if you have a manufactured home and you're renting out the land, I'm not interested. Let's see. And Maricopa County, prefer East Valley. Maricopa County, prefer East Valley. What else? What else about my buy box? ARV of 600K or less. There we go. Do you have a buy box?
I'm trying to avoid a buy box right now. Jared and I have basically decided we're not going to do any more flips for the time being. We're going to focus on wholesale. And then he asked me a trick question. He's like, so how good of a deal would it have to be in order to go ahead and do the flip? And so I said, it would have to be like at least 1 month's revenue, like of our planned revenue. And then he spent about 20 minutes trying to talk me out of that. So I don't think we're gonna try to do any flips right now. We're just gonna focus on wholesale.
Okay. So my buy box says Maricopa County and I prefer East Valley. And that's because I only buy in Arizona. So you're not going to find Maricopa County. No, that's not for you. So Maritza was asking what states we buy in. I'm like, once you understand it's Maricopa County, it's just Arizona. So yeah. Let's see. Kali Jean says, thanks to you and David for allowing us to hear your process. I live in New York and calling agents in Arizona. For clarity, would I be able to refer short sales and probates to you? Yeah, the answer is absolutely yes.
100%.
You can send those over to me for sure. You can DM me on Instagram if you like. That's what I prefer to say because bots have a harder time reaching out to me rather than giving you guys like an email or a phone number, because then all of a sudden I'll start getting junk. So DM me on Instagram and I can definitely take a look at what you have, Kali Jean. I'm actually going to be putting I'll call short sale submission. What zip codes are in East Valley? All kinds of zip codes. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell you the cities in the East Valley because that's easier. You have Tempe, Chandler, Mesa, Gilbert, Queen Creek. There's an area called Ahwatukee, but it's technically part of Phoenix in what we would call like South Chandler area, South Phoenix area. So those are the areas that I prefer buying. Now, will I buy on the West Valley side? Sure thing. But I'm if I have to buy two properties, one's in the East Valley, one's in the West Valley, I'm choosing the East Valley. It's just easier to manage. Hopefully that helps out there if you guys are going to use us. So you're not giving out a buy box because you're straight up wholesaling. So whatever
Just
you get, you're wholesaling.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. It would have to be a really, really good deal for us to put the pause on that. Just every time that we stop wholesaling and do a flip, we lose momentum on our wholesaling and then we have to ramp it back up again. So the question is, how much revenue are we losing in our wholesale business when we put it on pause to do a flip?
Yeah.
And is it worth it? And I think in the early stages it is, because a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. And if you have inconsistent deal flow just all the way around, then any deal flow is better than nothing. And you kind of just jump around and say, okay, I'll take this, I'll take this. But I think the more consistent that everything gets with our wholesale business, the more it makes sense to just stick with that.
Got it. Well, it sounds to me, though, that if you could take it down, then you could wholesale it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Very good. I would say you're right. However, for the fact that I would say most beginner people are watching this, stick to one thing. I don't know how to say that saying of the two birds in the bush and whatnot, but I would say just stick to wholesaling. Flipping comes with all kinds of distractions. And if you don't have that buttoned up, it will take you out of your game.
Yeah, and if you've never done it before, then
even
it
worse.
could be, even
100
worse. And I have. I've done quite a few flips.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm embarking on something I've never done before either.
Yeah, yeah. That's important context, right? Like flipping is not new to you. You probably have resources and crews that you can leverage. And the same for me. I have my husband who like doesn't focus on wholesaling, doesn't focus on acquisitions. He really focuses on like the things I throw his way. So if we're going to do a flip, I throw the flip his way and then he's going to be managing and maintaining it. So that way I can, stay focused on the acquisition. So it's kind of like a divide and conquer approach. But when you're on your own, I can appreciate that you may not have that flexibility. So if you don't have that flexibility, don't go down that rabbit hole, because these distractions is why people are unsuccessful. They're not focused.
Hey, I got my realtor calling me. Let me grab him right quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Micah.
Hey, happy New Year, sir. How we doing?
Happy New Year. Doing great, man. How about you?
Oh, dude, busy and blessed.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, so we're getting close on the Wheeler house. We have countertops going in today. I have just some exterior power washing and replacing a few deck boards on the decks to do. And other than that, we're pretty much ready to go. I would like the outside to be cleaned up, as much as possible before you send somebody to take pictures.
Okay.
So I'm thinking next week, as long as the weather, if we can get some cooperative weather to where I can get the guy to go out and do the power washing, I'm thinking that we could be ready as soon as next week.
Dude, that is great. Kudos to your crew, man. That is one hell of a flip time.
Well, thanks. I mean, we've been busy.
From start to finish, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks?
Yeah, we're setting on, I think this is week 4 right now, and we had the holidays in there too.
I know. I was like, man, if they can turn this around in that time frame, boy, that'd be great.
Yeah, everything just really fell into place. And I mean, for the amount of work that we got it done in, I'd say, record time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I did one flip where from start to finish, and we were doing total remos on just about everything. Adding showers and doing, made a half bath into a full bath, and I was sitting at 60 days for that flip.
Okay.
And I thought that was doing really good.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, 30 days, boy, to shave that extra month off that time clock. Boy, that you guys are kicking tail, man.
Well, now if we can have the same amount of luck on the sales side, we're gonna be grinning from ear to ear. Oh,
absolutely. So, curiosity killed the cat over here, Dave. So how do you stomach all those short-term capital gains, or are you just relying on volume to take you through and to make you that money?
Yeah, there's got to be room in the deal for one, and then number two, you just got to have the losses in some way to offset the gains. So,
okay.
Yeah, that's an accounting question. My business partner is an accountant, so he definitely helps with all of that.
So what kind of things are you guys citing as your losses?
Well, we have, all of our business expenses, and then depending on the deal structure in other deals that we have, then we have offsetting losses in other deals as well.
Sure.
Yeah, so some of that comes down to balance, and we'll definitely, it's not like we're doing 10 of these a month either. So and I guess if we were, then to your point, the volume would definitely offset it at that point as well.
Yeah, just because, if I'm doing math, that 40% tax is just a killer. That's why on a lot of my flips, for instance, like that one I'm telling you, that was 60 days start to finish. I rented that thing out for a year. I redid it all and got a tenant in there, and the tenant is moving out.
Yep.
In February, and I'm just going to list it and sell it then, and then absorb a 10 to 15%
right
tax versus a 40% tax.
Yep, for sure.
So just was curious on your strategy and how you guys tackle that short-term capital gain, because that to me is a killer.
Yeah. Well, luckily it's in the business, all of it gets lumped together, and we have other deductions that will definitely offset that. But I mean, if you want more detail on it, I could get Jared to maybe hop on a call and discuss some of that with you.
Yeah, definitely in the future. I'd like to kind of get some, share some strategy ideas.
Sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah. You got anything else in the pipeline in that area? Anything else that needs a quick flip or anything distressed?
Yeah, there's one that I'm looking at. But I'm just basically waiting for, this is a friend of mine. It's like her family's house, and it's part of her inheritance, and she's going through a bad divorce and gonna end up selling me the house basically.
Okay.
But that one was definitely ripe for the picking. I'm not sure. Maybe we could talk about partnering up for that one. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to look yet. But she's kind of been ghosting me lately. So it's just kind of one of those deals where she's been talking to me for about a year. And I do believe that she will transact and sell me that property eventually. but it's just a matter of, when is that going to happen?
Gotcha.
And when is she going to actually sell me that property versus just, hot and heavy. She'll be texting me and, wanting to sell. And then something, I don't know if something's happens or the ex comes back and starts saying he's sorry. I don't know the dynamic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who knows what's happening behind the scenes?
Right.
For something like that. But, that one eventually is going to come to me. And I think I can score it at a decent price, and it's in a great area.
Okay.
So that one, there might be potential to partner up on something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know. Keep me posted.
Yeah, and I tell you what, there is one that's listed in my office.
Okay.
It's about, I think, 89,000, and it's on like 2 acres. I can send you the link.
Yes, and
but I'm not positive at the price point it's at that it'd be a great score. But if you could pick it up for like 50, it'd be solid.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll shoot you that. You that one. At least take a look at it, see what you think.
That sounds good.
But yeah, man, do you think you just want to give me a call? Maybe start of next week?
Yeah. Let me figure out whenever I can get the power washer guy out there. And like I said, it's just going to be weather dependent.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that you've got as much or more snow up there than we have down here right now. So,
quite possibly.
if we can get a break and just a day or two where it'll warm up enough to get out there and spray water without creating a hazard, then we can get that part done.
Man, it's too bad you couldn't have lined that up for last week.
I know.
It was about 50 for a day or two, and I was like, wow.
Yep.
But as that pendulum swings, I'm sure it'll come back the other way here shortly. So
yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, I appreciate it, and we'll be in touch. Send that deal over, and we'll take a look at it.
Yeah. All right. I'll send that to you now, David.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
There we go. Asking for extra work.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never hurts to ask, right?
Never hurts to ask. Even the people who you are already doing business with, because human psychology is super weird. Like, you have to, it's kind of like Pavlov's dog. You have to get that, like, stimulus, that thing to be like, oh, yeah, why didn't I think of you? Yeah. And it's not that people are not trying to do business with you. It's just you have to what we call prime the RAS, your reticular activating system. If you don't prime their RAS, they ain't going to send you anything. Mm-hmm. So you've got to put your voice in their brain consistently, always being top of mind. It's so weird, right? Like, again, you could be really good friends with someone. They know you're an agent or an investor, all the good things. But unfortunately, if you don't continually remind them that you're looking for stuff, mm-hmm. they forget. It's not something that's, that you just have to be top of mind more than you have to be like the best at what you do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. Well, that being said, I'd like to be top of mind for anybody that's want to do deals at David Buys Deals, all the platforms. That's where you find me. And
well, let me be clear about what you do then. Are you a disposition company, or are you an acquisition company, or do you do both?
We do both.
Okay. So you're a full end-to-end wholesaler.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I focus more on acquisitions, and then my business partner, Jared Morrison, focuses more on dispo.
Got it. Okay. That's fair. Very cool. Yep. See, I am right now just strictly acquisitions. Mm-hmm. So one of two reasons. Either I'm actually buying it because I'm flipping it, mm-hmm. or I have a buyer who I already know what I'm serving them up.
Yeah.
So, but for anything else that doesn't fall in line with those two things, like if I don't want to necessarily buy it and I don't have an active buyer right now, I use my my dispo partner, dispobuddy.com, because they're the ones who solely focus on disposition. They do not focus on acquisition at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's easier to work with them to just send them those deals. We actually closed one 5 minutes before 5 p.m. on New Year's Eve. Our
Wow.
very last deal recorded.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah,
Squeezed
yeah.
it in.
We squeezed it in for 2024, and we had to because it was a depreciation that somebody was trying to leverage. So definitely had to have it done by then. But yeah. So Maritza's asking, what is the dollar amount to buy now wholesaling? Is it 65% or 55%?
Yeah, it depends on the area, really,
Mhm.
because like we were just talking about this yesterday, the day before. Your area, Ingryd, is still higher. Like if you can get something at 55 or 65 in your area, it's a steal. But then like in other markets, and we're in a really weird time right now. I feel like if you go back and try to just watch YouTube videos from the past like 3, 4, 5 years, you're going to get all kinds of information that's not accurate right now. And it's spotty. It's all over the country. It's different. Like Florida markets are haywire. There's a lot of underwater properties, literally and figuratively. And then like Arizona has appreciated like mad for the last, what? I mean, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. It's just been up, 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 up.
Yeah. My house
And
is more than doubled its value. So we bought it
Yeah.
for $320 in 2015,
yeah,
and it could sell for $700.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome. And I mean, we saw some of that in the Midwest. I don't think it was quite as good. I think Arizona did better. But then right now, your inventories are higher. My inventories are lower in Michigan. Our prices are holding steadier, higher, and forecasted to increase. And in Arizona, most of the markets, it's forecasted to be stale or maybe slightly declining.
For the record,
Yeah,
I like a nice stale business market. The
Yeah.
economics is easier to predict
yeah,
because the reality is when you're flipping, it's largely speculative. And if
For sure,
anybody tells
yeah.
you anything different, they are lying to you. So I say no a lot, Maritza. I say no a whole lot because I think we have a flip right now in Litchfield Park. It was supposed to be a home run deal. Unfortunately, our project manager did not get to the property as fast and as quickly to get it done, which was an unfortunate scenario. And because it was supposed to be a cosmetic. So when we closed in July, it should have been maybe a 2-3 week job. House should have been ready to go. And we were going to catch the tail end of the market run in Arizona. Buyers are out buying starting end of March, mid-April, and then they're done with the demand of buying like early to mid-August. So that's the tail run we were trying to get. We did not get it because we were late to the market. So that's unfortunate, but it's something you deal with as a flipper. And we've been hanging on to this deal longer than we expected. So we'll probably lose on it. And it is what it is. So now it's time to pick up the phone, find agents that do deals around it. And literally that's what I'll be doing today. Is calling agents that have done deals around it and see if maybe they're willing to bring a buyer, and we just have to make it attractive enough. I'm also like my husband is a lender now. He just got his lending license. And the guy that we're partnering up with in the lending side, and I say we, it's the royal weeds, but it's my husband. there's things that we can do on that side, like 2-1 buy down rates, because this price point's a little bit higher. So like, how can they go and buy it and mitigate some of those higher costs related to buying? So including the interest rate. But yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Collegian asked what markets I'm in. We are focusing mostly on Michigan and Arizona right now. We still have a few outstanding deals in Ohio. We've done a little bit out east in Connecticut, and then we've done some in Florida. But we've decided to kind of consolidate and just, I'm in Michigan. I've been here 27 years, have a lot of resources here. My business partners spent his whole life in Arizona, grew up in Ahwatukee that you mentioned a little while ago, Ingrid. And he's been all around Tempe, Scottsdale. And so we're just focusing on those two right now. There's plenty of deals in those two areas to keep us busy.
Truly, there are.
Yep.
Right on. Well, it looks like we've made our 2-hour mark,
All right.
David.
Congrats. I feel like it was good.
Yeah, we don't even have to update the link. All is well in there. So
Awesome.
cool. Well,
Awesome,
thanks so
awesome.
much for doing this with me, guys. I do a podcast every Wednesday from 1 to 2 Arizona time with my friend Stephen Hunt, and we love to do things like this. We've not done active income activity generating. Maybe this is something that I can start doing more regularly, and you guys can hear me call agents, call wholesalers, and then call something that I do that we aren't necessarily, it's not as exciting, and it's really appointment setting for calling senior facilities. So the reality is that with all the knowledge I have, it helps a lot of sellers who are trying to get into long-term care when they can't necessarily get their act together. Maybe their family doesn't live in Arizona. Maybe their family does live in Arizona, but it's been difficult for them to prioritize them. So what I do is I call senior facilities. I let them know what my services are, and then they get me to help them with their seniors getting into their communities. So yeah.
Awesome.
All right, David. Well, we'll see you in a few weeks when you get here to Arizona.
Okay, sounds good. Have a good
All right.
one.
Thanks,
Happy
David.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. Bye-bye.